Alright, here's what we got power in this bad boy. That's a Detroit 60 with an upgraded turbo, bigger injectors, stock horsepower 500. Supposedly it's around 6 hundo. Yep, she's a beast. Those are for the motor. Look at the size of that fan. If I could put that in perspective, how big these blades are. That's the alternator. It is just massive. And you can actually disconnect the belts by relieving the air pressure in that right there. And that'll loosen these things up, so you can actually change the belts without a tool. Another good Prevost thing. There it is. The Mopowa. God, this is impressive. It's just so industrial. So you can start it back here, it looks like. It's got the upgraded LEDs, which is nice for safety. Here's the radiator to it. There's the exhaust. No smoke, no nothing. She just purrs down the road. Okay, first bay we're going into is the water bay. And it's got a manifold similar to what a nice house has nowadays. You can turn all of those off, so you got your washer, bath, shower. Well, it says bath belly. That's awesome. Bath belly, shower, washer, toilet, kitchen, cold side, hot side, bath belly again, shower, washer, dishwasher, kitchen. And just when you're done with everything, you've got a nice place to wash up. It's got a soap dispenser, a faucet, some paper towels. There's this drinking water, which we have our own hose. I'm not quite sure what that's for. It's got a massive water filter for the house. I think that'll probably be changed. They said supposedly they changed it, but I don't know. Anyways, and I'm going to add a infrared on there, so ultraviolet, so it'll kill anything. Then in here we have storage. Oh, the old infamous Stinky Slinky. Here's more storage in here. This one, the struts it goes all the way through. I'll show you on the other side. The struts need to be replaced. There's a generator. Just incredible. So it's a 20 kilowatt generator. So it's 200 amps. Or excuse me, 166 amps. So this will run anybody's house in our family. And it's got a buddy system, so if your buddy doesn't want to run his generator and have a bunch of them running, plugs into the side of it, and then he can run off of this as well. And then we have our little generator. But the nice thing is we've bought a bunch of solar panels for the Airstream, and it's already got two 4,000 watt inverters, or around 70 or 80 amps, so you can run two of the air conditioners. So we're going to attach those solar panels on the top, and that's all we have to buy, and it's already got all the big batteries and everything. The inverter runs every single thing in there. The dishwasher, the washing machine. I have to get hubcaps. Pretty interesting though. You can see the oil line right here inside of here, which is pretty cool. Okay, here we go on this side. Got a pretty big storage in there. That's the other side of the generator right there. Those are the manuals that come with it. Yeah, There's quite a few. Look at the frame. And it's all, this is all one thing. It's just crazy. Got some 110 up there. Oh, looks like one of the struts came off. Weird. Actually, that strut up there is completely loose. It's supposed to be on right there. Oh, I see. It's supposed to have 2 struts per. Gotcha. Some of them do, some of them don't. Interesting. So, yeah, there's quite a few things. Let's see what zip ties and belts that are left in here. This is from some of the remodel that was done prior to us getting it. We actually got it wholesale from a guy who made a lowball offer on one he had, and he said, no, I can't do that. But then a week later he called me and says, hey, a guy called, he said I got some medical situations, and so there's some belts. And said, do you want to buy it wholesale? They'll put a TV in it, and that was the only thing they did, and I had to get the oil changed and some other things. But we got a great deal. So there's more over there. So that's over there, that's the other side of the bay. So this is 8 feet wide in here by about 5 feet. A little bit bigger, I think, actually about 5.5 feet. Here's another storage. I'm not quite sure what that does. But anyways, we'll figure that out. That's kind of an odd deal. Yeah, that doesn't look like that was original masking tape. I don't think that was the plan there. So it's got some lug wrenches. I guess you could try to change your own tire. I think they weigh about, I don't know, 200 or 300 pounds. This is the other side of the water bay, and you can see some of the things. It says water outlet. Sun might be too bad on it, but anyways, there's the gravity fill, and then it's got 2 water pumps. You can't hear them run, so they're amazing. Everything is just polished, and like the whole hot water heater, it's got 2 hot water heaters. So the reason why they went with 2 5-gallon hot water heaters rather than a 10-gallon hot water heater is, number one, if one had a problem, but number two, it recovers the hot water a lot faster because the actual filament in the 10-gallon and the 5-gallon are the same filament, so you get twice the heating power. Anyways, that's super cool. Those are it right there. And then I'd like to see if I could figure out how to get into the I don't quite know how to get into the batteries. Then I guess there's another compartment in here, and I think you're actually supposed to put the Stinky Slinky in there, not in that box. Definitely don't want it in your house. But she's in good shape. A little dirty right now. Anyways, we just brought it back from Eugene. Drove absolutely amazing. Cannot believe how nice these things drive. What a difference. Like they say, I'll take an older Prevost than a newer Class A. And I get it now. I mean, everything is just over the top. I mean, this whole entire bus, all the outside, everything all the way up is all stainless steel. The frame underneath there, the ones that you can't see, even that bar right there, that's stainless steel. The whole thing is stainless. That's their claim, is that supposedly they last forever. And I think they would be right. So we really like it, and like I said, it seems like we're living in the Airstream, so now we'll be living in a bus between Washington, California, and Oregon. But that's right now, that normally would be where all the luggage would go on a normal Greyhound bus. That's what these are. They just paint them, make them shiny, and they look way cooler. But it's an actual old Greyhound bus. I mean, it starts brand new as a Marathon, but you get the picture. So one of the things is it has a compartment up there that's completely blocked out those windows, so we get no light in there. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a ridiculous amount of light in there. And then it's got these blinds up here. Those are all electric. The side ones are electric over here and there. The mirrors are electric. The mirrors also are two-piece electric. This moves and this moves electrically. It's all been LED upgraded all the way around. Everything has been upgraded. It's got your landing lights, they call them, just like on a plane. This is pretty cool. So this is where your electrical cord is. And what you do is you can see the cord comes right out. Because they're rather thick cords. I could see if you had any dexterity issues or something, they're kind of tough to work with. It's got fill on both sides. I gotta lock those before I leave. What else? Oh yeah, it's got the same exact awnings that are on the Airstream on every window, which is nice when you're in a hot place. Trust me on that. We don't have them on the Airstream. We just have the main awning, and you wish you had that on every window, because when it's hot out like 110 in Stockton, you want all the shades you can get. And it's got a little baby one right there, and it's got a full length one here all the way down the side to protect this whole entire side basically. And it's got another one for the back, and that's the back bedroom. And then from about here, somewhere in here over, is a closet, and it has one of those electrically powered rotating carousel that looks like it would hold no less than probably about 200 or 300 hangers. It's crazy big. So it'd also make a nice bunk room back there as well. It's all carpeted and nice and lined, and just everything is. And I have no idea what that is. What's in there? Oh, some kind of plug-ins. So there's a plug-in right there. There's some kind of fill right there. Looks like I got a cover missing. Need to replace those with some brighter LEDs. Oh yeah, she got some miles on her. She's got 190,000 miles. They say they're just getting broken in, because it'll go 750 without even batting an eye. And I guess this is the massive exhaust. But what was nice about all of his upgrades is we get about 1.5 miles better per gallon. So I like that. Oh, it looks like, yeah, there's some hoses replaced here recently. Those are brand new. Some kind of air conditioning or transmission or engine cooler, who knows. But yeah, she's a little dirty pig in there. I gotta clean all that up. Looks like that's just plastic cover right there. I'll have to see how I can just paint this, bring this back to life. But yeah, some people really polish this whole thing out, and it does look quite amazing. And that's where you dump. That's going to be your that's going to be your gray water side, which is about 100 and I think 20 gallons. And that's your black water side, and that's about 70 gallons. And it's got, I think 150 gallons, something like that, of water, which would last us about 2 weeks. So once we get the solar on here, because we have enough solar to power everything in here as well. Once we get the solar on here, and if we wanted to add another 200-gallon tank, or actually we're not doing that, we're doing the recirc on the shower, that's right. So realistically we could probably last, I don't know, maybe a month boondocking, running off of solar and powering everything in here. Pretty cool. There's nothing on this coach as far as gas. It has 0 gas. The only thing it has on there is that generator, which usually they have the generator and then they propane heat, they propane cook. Everything's electric, which I kind of like. I don't like dealing with propane. Seems like you're always running out. And anything in here either runs off that generator, which runs off of diesel, which runs off the tank. So as long as you got gas in there and the main tank, the only tank, excuse me, then this will always run. And then behind here, I guess this bumper folds down, and there's the air conditioners. It looks like there was a little bit of a mishap right there. But yeah, I mean, it's just in pristine condition. Somebody definitely loved on it. Now there is some deferred maintenance, I'm not gonna lie. I noticed some things, some shocks. I think the diesel is leaking on the generator somewhere. I got to figure that out because I can smell it when I open this compartment right here. And that's the other side of that is the generator, which hopefully once we get all of our solar on, we can get rid of that generator. You know, not get rid of it, but just take it out because it's heavy and we don't need it. We get enough solar, and then also I have a smaller generator that is actually CARB certified, which is California Air and Research Board certified, so it burns really clean. So if we needed to have a generator, because that one will run 2 of the air conditioners, or an air conditioner and a washer or something like that, so it's plenty of power. So pretty stoked. Alright, now this is just like, alright, I put your luggage in. Whoa, hold on. This one must have all the struts. It does.